Hi guys, I'm Eve Souza. I play the crazy Varshita on the hit comedy show Varshita, and I'm pretty excited because finally I get to tell you and prove that I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy.
Cause I'm hot, come on fire. Look at me, I'm your desire.
I play this crazy character Varshita, and I never planned to get into this. I'm not an actress by profession. But my business partner was looking for someone who would play an Indian character who would be over the top, very dramatic, very self-absorbed, a narcissist. And she was like, well, I can only think of you. And she was like, okay, listen, you just have to play this role. So I kind of like was thrown onto TV in a role that is so different from my own character. My delivery was always harsh and mean and screaming a lot, which is very different from who I am day to day. But it's a character I have grown to love so much and embrace and really grow into, and I've kind of made Varshita my own. She's one of those women who is so desperate to get married, basically obsessed with this Donovan character who was her best friend's love interest before.
Donovan, from this day forward, I am officially your girlfriend, and one day you're going to marry me.
The beauty about psycho characters, you can go anywhere with them. There are no boundaries, there are no limits. You can do anything, and that is so much fun. We saw an opportunity to actually tell her story, tell her backstory, find out who her family is. How did she grow up as a child? Why is she nuts? Like, what is driving this woman? And that's where Varshita came in. We also want to focus on the cultural differences between Varshita and Donovan. So we chose the Indian family and the Kikuyu family. I don't like confrontation. So even if somebody says something that upsets me, I keep it inside. And I've always been that all my life. I'm an introvert by nature. So Varshita is like therapy because it's like so many years of keeping things inside and letting people treat you however they want to, and then you finally just let it out through a character. You know, like, it's amazing.
This is the beginning of our lives together. Yes!
I think by nature as a child, I was terrible at sciences. Like, I hated biology, I hated chemistry and physics. I didn't understand maths, but I loved the creative side. But I was very shy. When I moved to Nairobi from Mombasa, because I grew up in Mombasa, I did a course in teaching in English and literature. And that forced me to start talking and performing because I did a little bit of acting as a group. And my lecturers are the ones who said, you know, you have something. I think you should try go for media. And I was so shy about being seen on TV. That's why I opted for radio first. So my career started off on radio on Capital FM. And slowly I grew my confidence and I started hosting TV shows.
We're not going anywhere with Manish.
Oh, my eyesight is going weak. How am I ever going to see my grandchildren if I'm blind?
I was not used to being crazy on TV. I was used to being very well presented and put together, and you know, you're hosting a show and you're very professional. But now I was given the chance to just go crazy, do whatever you want. And every time I act, I think of cartoons. I think of cartoon characters, and that's where my inspiration comes from. So I guess that's why Varshita is also so popular with kids, because we're little cartoon characters, just, yeah, running around.
Oh, pick up, pick up, pick up, pick up, pick up.
I feel very lucky and very blessed and fortunate to be playing Varshita. As much as she's a villain of sorts and crazy and psychotic, she has brought so much positivity to my life. I watch my fellow actors every day and I kind of learn a lot from them, and I've been able to learn from especially Makbul, who plays Donovan. He's the most amazing actor. He's been in this industry for years and years and years. I just watch him every time we're on set together and I pick up things and we talk about our characters and how to improve things.
Yo, I think you misplaced your bill with Ma.
Let me guess, huh? A private message on the back along with your phone number and an invitation to call you anytime, huh?
My family are probably like, what? Has she been crazy all this time and we never knew? So like my sister, my big sister, it's very upsetting for her. She can't watch the show. like it actually upsets her to watch it because she's like, that's not who you are. And I don't know, like I found it so odd. I'm like, what? She can't bring herself to watch it. My mom is my biggest fan. Like, she can't get enough of Varshita. In the beginning, she was a little bit like concerned, like, like this is a little too natural. Is there something you should tell me? But like my cousins, my aunts, my uncles, they love it. I find a lot more people in the Indian community are now watching local television, and they're like, oh wow, like we have local shows that are this good. And we've got so many people in the community asking us to be on the show as well, because it's exciting, and I love that. I love that we have now the Indians and the Kenyan community coming together and making good television together. I love it.
Who is she?
She's my
Girlfriend, yes, me, not you.
Of course, not me.
Oh, just shut up!
It's really difficult balancing co-producing the show and acting on the show. As much as I love playing Varshita, I love creating. Like, that's my passion. I love sitting in a room with writers and coming up with ideas, and then at the end of it, then you come on set and bring those ideas to life. It's such a beautiful thing.
You said you'd marry me after 10 years, and guess what? It's 10 years, so you better marry me now.
But Shita, what I said is I am not interested in marriage at all. Not now, not 10 years from now, not ever.
The one thing Varshita does that annoys me the most, you know when she gets really loud and noisy and throws a tantrum? It even gives me a headache. Like, it's just like, oh my goodness, here we go again. Like, yeah, that's the part that I was just like, shh, shut up, just for once, keep quiet. Ah! I had to play Donovan. No. And just the thought of it would kill me, because Donovan is so defenseless. Like, he's so, like he has no superpowers. He's just like, no, I would hate that. It would be so weird. Like, no thanks, no. I think the most difficult character to play is Bobo. Wow. Bobo is special. Like, he is so special. And the actor who plays Bobo, Kiran, he just pulls it off effortlessly. So he always makes a joke that he actually is Bobo in real life. That's his reality. But yeah, I just think that is so difficult to pull off, and he does it so well. Like, he's so believable. I'm like the worst Indian there ever is, because I don't speak the language. I don't know anything about the culture. Like, we had to do a lot of research before starting this show, because I was just as clueless as Lucy, who's Kikuyu. And we were like, okay, we know everything to do for Kikuyu culture, but now the Indian culture, we knew nothing. So we had to do a lot of research. So Makbul, who plays Donovan, actually watches a lot more Indian films than I do. He even sings Indian songs. Like, he's such a weirdo. So he's like really into the Indian culture. There is a stereotype that Indian women are dramatic. That is true. I'm not going to lie. A lot of Indian women are always fighting and making noise. And then that whole thing of, it's so true, that thing of like they count every shilling. Like when they're paying for mboga, they will bargain for 2 bob. Like, no. Instead of giving you 2, like discount 2, like it matters. Those stereotypes are true. And that's why it's like all over the show, because sometimes you need to laugh at these things. Very well. What? I've got some serious neck skills going on, yeah. Makbul is like such a softie inside. He's one of those guys who's such a romantic. He believes in true love. It actually upsets him when he can't deliver his best. He's very sensitive about those things, which I like. So he's passionate about work. He's passionate about family, about friendships. So he's a very soft soul.
My God! Wow, don't let him touch our things. You pick them up.
I was only trying to help, Bana.
Ooh, help yourself to our shopping, perhaps? No, thank thank you. This shop is closed for business.
Staki shida na Varshita.
I'm Eve D'Souza and I play the character Varshita on the hit comedy show Varshita, and catch us streaming on Showmax.